So hello and welcome back. Today we'll be looking at forms in Flutter. So we're going to go ahead and create a new Flutter project, Flutter application, and we'll call it forms. Specify the SDK path and next finish. So as usual, we can get rid of the boilerplate app, we can get rid of the title, get rid of this, and get rid of the counter method, and we can also get rid of everything inside the build method. So we're gonna create a variable called form key. We'll make it private, and this will be equal to global key of type form state. And so what this will do is it'll be managing the state of our form. Talking about the form, let's get on to building the actual UI. So we're going to return a scaffold, and we'll give an app bar title will be a text widget that says forms. Next we'll move on to, let's just center the title. Then we'll move on to the body, which will be a center widget, and it will have a child of padding. And we'll use edge insets.all. And we'll just say 20 for now. Now this needs a child as well, and that will be a form. So the form needs a key, and that will be this form key that we're passing in here. And we will also give it a child, which will be a column. So the column's children will all be text form fields, and if we look at them here, we see they have a few different things. So they have a decoration, so that's what we'll be looking at right now in this part. So if we go to the decoration, import decoration, and what we will decorate it with is first of all a hint text, and that will just be a string. And for this we're going to be creating a sign up UI, so we'll just call this email, and we'll give it an icon. Icon is lowercase, icon Cupertino icons dot mail. Make sure you have Cupertino and material imported. Next we'll move on to the other text fields, so let's just copy this out and change it. So we'll have a password, and we'll use a lock for this symbol. Lock, and we'll make a confirmation of the password. Confirm password, and this one will be arrow clockwise. So we can run that on our emulator now. So as you can see, now it has loaded, and we have the emulator running up here, and we've got our email, password, and confirm password fields, and we can click on them and they change different colors, and you can enter stuff. So you can just enter fake data, fake email, password 123, and confirm password 78369. So there's no actual button, so let's just add a button here first, and that will be a raw material button. button. So now we're going to add the unpressed. So unpressed if form key dot current state validate. So this means if it meets all our requirements, so met all requirements, and else we'll do something else, and it hasn't met requirements. So we'll give this a fill color of colors dot blue, and if we hot reload, we'll see we've got a button there. Let's just put a size box of 20. That's better. We can also round off the borders, so shape, rounded rectangle border, border radius dot circular, and we'll give it 25. So everything's been rounded off. It'll need a child, which will just be a text saying sign up, and we'll give it a style, text style, colors dot white. Hot reload. So now we've got our little button. So if we press it, it does nothing because there's nothing there. So now we are going to move on to actually validating these different fields, because as we can see here, this isn't really a valid email at all. This password isn't very secure either, and this doesn't match that, and it's not throwing any errors. It's not telling the user that there are problems with their inputs. So text form fields come with a validator, and it'll take in a value of string, and it will return either null if what the user has put in is correct, or we can return a custom error message. So for the email, we're just going to put a simple validation like val.contains and the @ symbol. So if it does this, we're using a ternary operator here. If it does, we will return null, else we will return enter a valid email. So if we hot reload here, once we click the sign up, you'll see we get the enter valid email hint there. Right, next we'll move on to the password. This one will also be a simple validation, and this one will just check if it's more than 6, if the length of val is more than 6. So val.length is more than 6, we can return null, else we return enter a longer password. Next we'll move on to the confirm password. So what we haven't been doing is we haven't been storing these variables anywhere, so when it comes to re-entering the password we won't know which is which. So what we can do here is we can create a string password, string re-password, and if this was an actual sign up page, we'd also have one for the email. But since this is just for an example and we're not actually going to be collecting any emails, and we'll not be using anything to do with the email, we can leave that out for now. So we come back here to password, and we need to add an unchanged. We'll need to set state of password equal to val, and we can do the same for the confirmation. Instead we'll set re-password equal to val. So the validator that we'll be using for the confirmation will just check whether those two different variables are the same. So val re-password is equals to password, then return null, else return passwords do not match. Passwords do not match. For the input decoration for the password field, we can also see that they're empty, so this would be, we can see them clearly, so we actually need to add I think it's obscure text to true, so that way it's privacy. True. So we hot reload that again, and we can see now that it says enter a longer password because it's not longer than 6. And so if we, so just some random numbers, you'll see now that the passwords do not match and Jake email is not valid. So Jake at mail, that would class it as a valid one, but obviously if you were using a real authentication system, you would obviously have to verify the user by sending them an email. And then, so let's just put in a password now. I'm just going to put 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and sign up, so everything's fine. And just to make sure, you can see here, we'll just print signed up and reload. Here in the run tab, we press signed up and you'll see that it's been signed up. So that was just a quick rundown of a form. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.